Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your Game Show Mania weekly quiz, The Answers. There we go. I mean, I'm sure you'll be pleased with the addition of the theme tune and even more excited to know that I've got a whole variety of them for the next few weeks. Okay, so welcome. Before you watch this video, you need to have attempted our weekly quiz. It's on the website, the Word document with 10 questions like normal. Up to you whether you want to do it with the people that would normally be in your team. Perhaps you can message them, do it together, or if you want to go solo, new brand, new name for the new year, and yeah, have it go yourself, absolutely fine. Okay, I'm going to go through the answers and tell you how many points are available for each, and then if you would like to, we'd love to know your scores. All right, so without further ado, round one, which was your maths round. The first one asked you to calculate 1,843 times 9. That was something we looked at in Wednesday's maths lesson. You can see here, I put a little picture up which includes my workings out so that if you didn't quite get the right answer, perhaps you can see where you went wrong. You needed a really good knowledge of your 9 times tables there, so it was pretty tricky. But the answer was 16,587. If you got that correct, there is 1 point available for that. Okay. Question number 2, we looked at this in Wednesday's lesson, so hopefully it rang a bell for you. We've got Alex calculated 1,432 times 4. Here's her answer. Where's she gone wrong? Well, again, when we looked the other day, and hopefully when you saw today, you thought straight away, I can see Alex has forgotten to carry. If we look here, so if we look in the tens, for example, Alex has done 4 times 3. Now, what she should have done was put a 2 in the tens, carried the 1 over to the hundreds, but she hasn't. She's just put them all in the same place value column. So if your answer includes anything like forgotten to carry or only put 1 digit in each place value column, any of those is fine. A point for your explanation. I didn't explicitly say either, but if you included a proof and you worked out the correct answer to that and you put that in your answer, you can have another bonus point. So a total of 3 points available for that round. Okay. Round 2 was our English round based on our poetry that we've been doing this week. So for the first one, what is a highwayman? Hopefully you knew this one. I've got the dictionary definition here, which is a man, or obviously it could be a woman, typically on horseback, who held up travellers at gunpoint in order to rob them. If you've got anything about them being a robber, someone that would wait, on roads to do that, then that's absolutely fine. 1 point available. Next one. Name 2 figurative devices that Alfred Noyes uses. Again, you can have any 2 from metaphor, simile, repetition, personification. Any 2 is worth 2 points. You can't have 3 or 4 points, I'm afraid. Just the 2. Okay. And then what is personification? Personification, we know, or I like to call it personification, is when we give an object human qualities or actions. So a point for that description or explanation of what it actually is, whether you got, some or part of that. And then the bonus, an example. Now I've put one here, the wind whispered. That's a personification because wind isn't able to talk or whisper. If you've put an example, either get an adult to check, or if you're really confident, give yourself an extra point for that. So there is 2 points available for that question. Therefore, 5 points in total available for round 2 on top of the 3 points that were available for round 1. Okay. Right, round 3 was our geography, and I really enjoyed doing this geography with you this term. It's been a new unit, and you guys have absolutely blown us away with it. So, name 1 way that the geography of Athens has changed over time. This is what we did in Monday's lesson, okay? So, again, you can have any of these following. And again, if you've got something that I haven't written here, but we spoke about on Monday, that's absolutely fine as well. So, we've said about, we looked at those pictures and we compared massively more built up. There were houses, there were roads, apartment blocks, etc., where before there had just been kind of trees and land. The Parthenon, we know the Parthenon used to be a shrine. It was dedicated to Athena. That was its primary or sole use. Now it's a tourist attraction. It brought in something like 50 million visitors a year normally, didn't it? So we've got the change in kind of purpose for that. We've got the peninsula can't speak apparently, peninsular uses changed. Back then we spoke about how it was really important for their trade, but also for kind of protection from war and invasion. And again, now obviously still trade and fishing and things like that, but perhaps a lot more based, again, the tourism side of things, with all those beaches being used to draw people in. I wish I was on a beach right now. So 2 points available. No, sorry. 1 point available for that, because it was one way that the geography of Athens has changed over time. Like I said, if your answer is slightly different, but you think it fits the same thing, absolutely fine. Okay. Now, the next 2 questions were based on the learning that I put up on Wednesday, the geography lesson I put up online on Wednesday. So what are 2 geological threats which Greece has, but the UK doesn't? And those could be anything from droughts, wildfires, earthquakes. 1 point for each of those. If you put floods, because I know that was one of the things on the slides that we looked at, that wouldn't get a point because England or the UK does have flooding. And like I said, that's not quite as common in Greece with the fact that they have the droughts, such a dry climate. So 1 point for each, up to 2 points there. Okay. And the final thing, what is caused by tectonic plates moving and colliding? Remember, we spoke about this and we used the idea of kind of ice cubes floating on top of a glass of water. It's earthquakes. Okay. So those big pieces of land in or on top of the earth, the top layer, when they move and go over each other, that's what causes earthquakes. Okay. So I believe then that's an extra. So 1 point for earthquakes, which means there's 4 points available for that round, bringing our total points so far up to out of 12 points available. Okay. Now the final one, we had to change this slightly. So I was going to be really mean and throw in a bit of like a little decoy in this question as well, but I thought no, because Pancake Day, to be fair, it changes every year. Not everyone has the date in their head. Pancake Day is always on my calendar, but for some of you, maybe not. So how many days is it until Pancake Day? Pancake Day will be on the 16th of February, which is during half term this year, which means I can eat pancakes all day. And it's going to be 39 days away from today, I think. I'm pretty certain. So 39 days. If you put 5 weeks, 4 days, that's absolutely fine as well. And also, because it was quite a tricky question, if you got within 2 days of that, so you can have between 37 and 41 days, then you get the point as well. All right. And then finally, one of these questions that does quite like to catch us out. Mrs. Brown has 5 daughters. Each of these daughters has a brother. How many children does Mrs. Brown have? Now, hands up if you first went, 5, they've all got a brother, so double that, 10. Me too. However, no, Mrs. Brown has got 6 children, because she does have 5 girls, 5 daughters. They all have one brother. They all share the same brother. Okay, so 6 children in total, 5 girls, 1 boy. All right, so there's an extra 2 points available for that round, meaning our total is out of 14 points. I'd love to know your scores on the doors. Send them through to us. And yeah, I hope you've enjoyed today. And I look forward to seeing you for the same next week. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.